boss, long time no see. Guess what? I'm back. Tried out at the job, didn't like it, so I decided to return. So, where do I sit? Oh, can I get a raise? In a perfect world, this was all it would take for us to boomerang back to our former company once we realized we made a mistake and that the grass isn't necessarily greener on the other side. Well, the bad news is it takes a little bit more of effort than that. The good news is you can totally go back to your former employer without losing face or reputation, and maybe even negotiate a promotion. And in this video, I will tell you exactly how you can do it. Odds are that, like many millions worldwide, you're part of the talent revolution, also known as the Great Resignation. You have left your previous job in search of better opportunities, career advancement or a better work-life balance. But like many others, you didn't find it. Maybe your new job just isn't measuring up to your expectations. Or maybe you just didn't thought this through. You just got caught up in the hype because everyone else around you was switching jobs and you were afraid of missing out. But now that you did take the plunge, you realize it was a mistake. So now, what do? Do you stay or do you go? Do you go back or do you move forward and find a new job? According to a USA Today poll, 1 in 5 US employees who switched jobs during the Great Resignation now admit they didn't think through the implications of what they were doing. And as a result, 30% of new workers are quitting their new jobs within 90 days of recruitment. But the bottom line is a lot of people are regretting their decision and wanting to go back. And these are called boomerang employees, workers who left a job by choice and rejoined the same organization at a later date. Kind of like Steve Jobs, who left Apple in the 80s and came back in the 90s. Now, in the past, this going back and forth did not sit well with companies who thought these workers were disloyal. But with the tight job market we're experiencing right now, companies are changing their tune. Okay, but how do you do it? What steps do you need to take to go back to your old company? First, you need to ask yourself, why did you leave in the first place? Was it to get away from something or to go towards something else? Make a list of reasons why you parted ways with the company you are now considering returning to. And the reason why you want to do this is because sometimes we feel a sense of loyalty to our former company that may be clouding your judgment and making going back sound like a great idea, and it really isn't. Now, if one of the reasons, or the main reason why you left, was because you were unhappy working for that company, has anything changed? Things move fast in the corporate world, particularly nowadays with bosses having to adapt to the current job market. People quitting all the time and new worker demands, so odds are that during your time away, a lot has changed. A significant organizational change of some kind or a brand new restructuring may just be enough to change whatever specific issues you had. Or not. Either way, you need to know before making an informed decision. Also, ask yourself, what do I miss about working for that company? And how much do I miss it? Is it the coworkers? Is it the company culture? Is it the work itself or the perks you had? Make a thorough list of all of that as well. Okay, another major question. Did I give the new job and the new company a fair chance? Here's the thing, it takes time to adjust to a new company, to feel comfortable in it. And if it's a better job, a promotion from where you were in your former company, you may even feel like you can't do it, like you're in way over your head. But that may not be the case, you may just need some time to find your place. So if you're thinking of quitting by the end of the first week or even the first month, you need to know why. Did something happen that made you realize there's just no future there? Or are your insecurities and anxiety getting the best of you? Whether you're applying for an open position or cold calling, you should contact your former manager first, if they still work for the company, of course. Let them know what you're doing and explain why you want to come back and how you've evolved as a worker. The skills you've honed in on, the experience you've gained, the knowledge you acquired, all of that is very important to let your former employer know why it would be a great idea to have you back. Ideally, in a better position than the one you had before, particularly if that's what you had at the new job. You want them to know you come with more skills than you left and that your time away will only benefit the company once you return. Also, remind them that with your prior experience at the company, they shouldn't have to invest too much time or money in training because you are familiar with the company culture and the work expectations. And this serves several purposes. Even if the job you're applying to isn't with this particular manager, they can still offer additional information about what they're looking for and put in a good word for you with the recruiter. Now, if this job offer is within their team, by reaching out, not only are you showing excitement about the opportunity, but also now they can be on the lookout for your application. Now, if your previous manager isn't with the company anymore, consider asking for a recommendation from your previous coworkers. Organizations know how important it is for teammates to get along and work well together, for the greater good of the company they work for and for its goals. So when your former coworkers are open and excited to have you back and recommend your return, the manager will be much more likely to trust their judgment. However, something to be prepared for is if your former manager or your ex-colleagues aren't quite as thrilled about hearing from you as you'd hoped. The Great Resignation is a wonderful opportunity for workers to take control of their lives and their careers and improve their working conditions. But on the other side of it are the remainers, the people who stay behind to handle the extra workload and hold down the fort. Having a coworker quit is a nightmare because that means more work for them. And for the managers as well, having a worker quit at these current times can be a huge headache. Or maybe you burned a few bridges on your way out. Either way, naturally, when they hear you want to come back, they may be less than thrilled. So keep that in mind when you're about to approach them and act accordingly, with patience and giving them time to get over their hard feelings. Most importantly, show them what's changed for you and how excited you are for that second chance. Now, going back to an old company and staying there for longer also means taking your career goals under consideration. Think of what you want to achieve and make it clear during that job interview in order to make sure your career goals are available within that company and that everyone understands each other's expectations. Now, another important thing to consider are the working arrangements they're offering. Will you be making as much as you were making in your new job? How much vacation time do you get? How good are their health plans? Or the benefits? Is their offer what you need to have a great work-life balance and to support yourself and your needs? No matter how excited you are about returning to your old company or how much you believe you'll thrive in the job they're offering you, this is crucial. Because let's face it, if the working arrangements aren't great and if you need something different to be happy, you will find yourself looking at job offers sooner rather than later. And if you do end up leaving again, the possibilities of them wanting you back once again will be slim to none.